My name is Merrick Vesper, pioneer and VTuber. Welcome to the stream. It is my dream to make you smile, so sit down and stay a while. And I am having some odd technical difficulties. My mouse is not wanting to read location properly. Huh. That is really inconsistent. I might have to clean right here to fix that. But we are back to finish the Kimaris. We did some prep and we did some building. Ooh, let's get that phone off of there. We did some prep and we did some building. Now it's time to finish the building and also do any spot checks, finish any panel lining we missed. Like I believe right here I missed some panel lining. Ooh. But also, because we are finishing the Gunpla today, I have made a new poll. I remembered to do the poll before stream, but I made a new poll for our next build. It is right there in the links. If you are on Twitch, it should be pinned. And if you're on YouTube, it should also be pinned in chat. Now, if for any reason the chats are taken down, particularly because this is a YouTube issue, if for some reason the video has to be edited and the chat is no longer up, you can find the link to the poll also in the description. Or you can just go to the community post on the YouTube page. Either one really works. Now, let's get stuck into it. Yeah, okay. So I just had to double check that everything was groovy on YouTube side. And I think I forgot to hit launching on, yeah, I think I forgot to repost it with launching. So I should probably do that. Okay, so we will need the A. Okay, I'm hoping this is lit well enough. I realized part of the reason that my face tracking has issues because I wasn't lighting my face up properly. Mostly because I don't like to shine a light literally in my face this late at night. But if I don't have enough light to do the face tracking. So that should be good, but to do that I had to redirect the light for the desk. So everything looks fine to me at least. Ooh. Can we... Okay. These are the arms. You have to remember what goes where. So this is the left arm. All the B2 pieces are going to have to go over here with the left side. Was it anything else from B2? 17? And I think that's it from the Bs. Very simple arm constructions, but it's a high grade. 29, 28. A29. Get some of these really nice soft plastics in the Iron-Blooded Orphan kits. I think the earliest you get some of these nice soft plastics. You still get some snippy plastics, which give that satisfying snap sound, but also, those are wearing away at your tweezers because, ooh, that snap sound, but... Let's see here. You go here. You go here. Really... I've said this multiple times. I probably said this every stream, but it really is just the transitional form for like high grades. You can really appreciate like a lot of things that they were still working on, a lot of things that they were advancing on. And 25. I need to rewatch Groundhog Day. I missed it on Groundhog Day itself. I should be able to get together with my pa and watch it. Ooh. On someday this month, hopefully. I always try to make a habit of watching it on Groundhog Day, or at least in February. And we missed last year, and I don't want to miss it again. This is a really good movie. It's a movie about improving yourself. It's a movie about seeing past yourself and just becoming a better person. And it's only when he stops pursuing his own selfish desires is he freed from his cursed loop. There we go. And then hands, A. Need to get the A's back out. I don't want to talk about it because I'd actually like to save talking about. One moment. Talking about Groundhog Day for if I rewatch it. That way it'll be better in the brain. It'll be more clear in the mind, as it were. Definitely up there for me in movies. Actually, I need to make a note that I need to rewatch Groundhog Day with him, because we should have watched it instead of the Super Bowl. He was like, no, we should watch the Super Bowl. And I was like, okay, and then it was just a blowout. That was like one of the worst Super Bowls in history. I mean, I'm sure the Philly fans were loving every second of it, don't get me wrong, but I mean, it was just a complete blowout. I mean, the New England Patriots Atlanta game was like that, but then they had, like, you know, the power outage midway through, which caused actually a lot of things. Like, if you just kind of understand human psychology and anatomy, it's not very surprising after the power outage that that the Patriots had a second wind, because what would have happened with that power outage during that game is effectively Atlanta, I think it's Atlanta, New England, after having dominated so, like, for like the first half of the game, effectively just had to sit there and wait for the power to come back on for like half an hour, and that's enough time for like all the worst chemicals in the body to start building up, in all honesty. Like, all I got this off. Just I forget what they're called, but like after you work out, you get sore and whatnot, and all of that stuff, all of that badness was just building up within the Atlanta players, who were just going so hard, while the New England Patriot players were able to like were able to psychologically refine their center and be like, okay, we just got our ass beat, but like we can just take this time to like refocus and think, what were we doing wrong and how can we improve, while also not having, you know, that physical breakdown so as badly as the Atlanta players. So it's just, you could almost like feel the energy just losing, like the momentum just completely was killed for Atlanta. And I'm not saying like it was destined for the Patriots to win at that point. I'm just saying that it was not surprising to me when they did come back and win. It's like, it's just something about it. Like, you could feel all of the energy leaving them, and you're just like, this is not going to be a good place when they come back in. Let's see here. I think I have all the pieces, so let's do the refining cuts. Put Groundhog Day on the list. Wasn't able to get a siesta today. I thought I wouldn't need one. But then 9 o'clock rolled around, actually more like 8:30, and I realized I should have taken that. I should have taken like a half-hour nap or something. Ooh. But by 8:30, it was obviously way too late. Oh, hello, Zach. Can't stay for long. Oh, what a shame. Well, stay as long as you can. Don't push yourself to stay any longer. And I need to clean this part of the desk really badly. Give me 1 second. Because I literally cannot use my mouse right now because there's like a little bit of, I don't know what it is. There's something right there, and it's making my mouse literally not work anymore. I can't see anything, but I can feel a little bit of something. And while that dries, well, we'll just have to wait, and then I can move chat down and read you more easily. But we were just talking about just general stuff, like how I was planning to watch Groundhog Day next time I see my paw. Ooh. And I need to remember to get Pirates of the Caribbean for next time I see my brother. Because his copy is riggedy wrecked. Like, his copy has a scratch on it that makes the movie skip by 20 whole minutes, chat. Like, I said that we tried to watch it, and the record, sorry, his Blu-ray had, like, a scratch on it. I didn't say how bad it was. It literally skips the entire siege at, like, where they kidnap, Miss Turner and whatnot. It just completely skips that. Just 20 minutes of film, just not there anymore. So we're just like, okay, well, that's probably gonna happen again. So let's just not bother watch. Let's just watch something else. God, I really wanted to watch Pirates of the Caribbean though. Such a fun movie. One of those movies from like 90s, early 2000s where they weren't really sure where with all the action films dying and whatnot, like they weren't really sure what to do after the 80s. And so they're like, let's just experiment and just get like weird renaissances. You got a minor cowboy renaissance, western renaissance. You have like a minor adventure film renaissance, which you could see Pirates of the Caribbean as that. It's a pretty interesting time. Da-da-da. Lots of experimentation, a lot of films going by the wayside, but you get some classics that everybody loves to this day from that period as well. But unlike other periods of like filmmaking, there was no real coherent like theme to it all. It was just they're just trying to do whatever could work. People were trying to figure out what was the next big thing. So studios were willing to do some unorthodox things, and I'm kind of hoping with the death of the superhero genre that that's gonna happen again. That we're gonna get another chance to just be like, you know what? Let's just throw things at the wall and see what we can get out of it. Ooh. And the quirky rascal protagonist. Oh my god. Yeah, dude. Jack Sparrow is such a fine character in at least in the trilogy. I don't know about past that, but the original directors purposely made Jack Sparrow like play the part of a fool, but was always thinking, always cunning. He's always trying to think his way through stuff. Ooh, and he also knows when to wait through things. But then it's like I think Pirates, whatever the last Pirates movie is, they changed directors and they just didn't get the memo that Jack plays a fool but isn't actually an idiot, and so Jack just actually becomes an idiot who just bumbles his way through everything. That's not or at least that's what I heard. I haven't seen the most recent Pirates. Jack Sparrow is a delight. Kind of similar to in entertainment value, not characterization, with Brendan Fraser's character from The Mummy. You just love seeing him. Oh, it is like, oh god, the Mummy. I just love how when the Mummy screams at him in the Mummy, Brendan's. I just want to know if this was like just if this was this ad lib by Brendan Fraser, but when the Mummy screams at him, he just goes back and shoots it with a shotgun. It's such a funny scene. Ooh. Oh god, I love that film. Hold up, I think it's dried enough so I can move chat down so I can have an easier time reading you. I can move you to the third monitor. Oh, why didn't you do it before stream? Because I was having the technical issues I'm having right now before stream as well. And that's weird. 1 minute. Okay, I guess YouTube is just deciding to do... Okay, sometimes OBS is a little weird, and when I put it on the lower monitor, it shrinks the chat. That's what I hated about the Jeff Lemire run of Hawkeye. Yeah, that's the one thing, like, yeah. When just writers in general don't get the character. I think it's some Daredevil fans say that I would think about Mark Waid or whatever. Because he had Daredevil like move out. I don't know if it's Mark Waid or somebody else, but somebody had like Daredevil move out of Hell's Kitchen to the West Coast, and it's already just like, no, no, no. Like the whole like a key part of Daredevil's character is that he's in Hell's Kitchen to help people legally who because he wants to help uplift people, and he wants to help the most put down people in society due to his Catholic beliefs and whatnot. He wants to do it as like a charitable action, so to speak. And it's just like, oh, I don't know if that was Mark Waid or whatever. I can't even remember if that's actually a writer if that's even a writer who's worked at Marvel, but I do know that's been a complaint for like at least one run of Daredevil. You loved that run? Okay. Ooh. I've not heard the best things about it, but at the same time, I haven't heard the most about it in general. Is this... Am I... No, okay, for some... Hold up, did you have a double elbow bend, or am I just going insane? Oh no, you both have a single elbow bend. I do think it's a little weird, though, just having him move across the country. I don't really know why they did that, but also I haven't read it. Ooh. I'm only talking about what I've heard from other people, and it seems that it's out. It was Mark Raid. Mark Waid, not Raid. Okay. I've only read bits and pieces of Daredevil overall. I've read Born Again and some other comics. I've read that one comic where it's far more... It focuses heavily on Murdoch as a lawyer. Hold on. I think I did that wrong. It focuses heavily on Murdoch as a lawyer, and like Daredevil's really secondary to it. But it's I think what it is, it's like a case where like a father murdered his own son, then framed a kid for it, then like framed some like teenager for it. I can't quite remember what its name is, but it's really like just lawyer. It's just lawyer heavy. It's just the lawyer comic. It's it's really nice, to be honest. Like Daredevil has very little appearances in it, but not to say that's a good or bad thing. More just the fact that how much it's carried by the lawyer work. And I don't know. I can't remember a lot of it actually off the top of my head for some reason, but I do remember the one part where he is Daredevil to kind of do some research on, the father who, is probably the actual murderer, is the fact that they find evidence where it's dental records would prove like who did it, and so the father like rips out his own teeth, and he finds this out as Daredevil. But the father's like, hey Daredevil, I know you're there. I just called the police, and I'm gonna blame you for ripping out my teeth, which is gonna and it's just like, oh shit, like this. So the court case is just thrown into disarray because of that. Jeff Lemire followed Matt Fraction's run of Hawkeye, but didn't get the character yet. Ooh. There's also so many ways you can interpret a character, though. Also, to be fair, 1 minute. Okay. To be fair, there is a lot of ways to interpret a character, and it's just sometimes it can be a bit of a dance, not to break the character. It kind of depends. Like having Daredevil be disgusted by Christianity would obviously like not be good for Daredevil. Just going back to Daredevil, but making him maybe a little bit less depressive all the time. I don't think that would be a sacrifice to Daredevil. On the flip side, have some comics where he's allowed to be a little more campy. He doesn't have to be a dark bummer dude all the time. Don't get me wrong. I love it when Daredevil's life is just going to hell. It's really entertaining. I shouldn't say entertaining. It's really engaging. when just everything around him is just going to hell, and he's just like just some Old Testament, just like, oh my God, God is testing me. And I was just like, dude, if God is testing you, I don't think he likes you. Nah, man. This is how God works. It's like, okay, bro. Hello, Lan. We're talking about Daredevil, what little I've read of Daredevil. Daredevil is one of the few comics that I have read some of, though. Ooh, bits and pieces for almost every comic. Dude, Daredevil, going to... Fuck, which is the one that was written by the guy, by, like, Silent Bob from, like, the Silent Bob movies? I've read his run of Daredevil as well. I don't remember the most of it, but I remember it had some really good parts in it. Yeah, he's Catholic. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I went with Old Testament. I know Catholic, I know Christianity, New Testament, but ooh, is this Catholic? Is this like, what is it like? What is life? It is to suffer. Is this like, why? Because God will judge you for how you handle the suffering. Damn, that's hardcore. that's some good shit right there. Why does life suck? Because God needs to know. Because God needs to know you can handle life at its worst, so you can accept the like afterlife for its best. And it's like, damn, damn God, I don't know if that's the best method, but you do you. Ooh. Oh, it's so bad. Kevin Smith. Oh God, I don't remember it, so I feel like that's kind of like the biggest mark I'd have against it. I remember the lawyer one. I haven't read it in so long, though. Just I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. I've read Born Again, which just has some intense as hell moments in it. Just fucking Kingpin finding out, just Kingpin just breaking Daredevil slowly, but actually not even that slowly. He breaks Daredevil pretty quickly, if I remember, in like the overall run. But the Kevin Smith one, I only remember that like there's like a guy who's like, I'm the angel Azariel. And then it's like actually a giant, and it's actually like a robot or something, but also it doesn't look anything like an angel. It's fucking weird. That's the only thing I remember about it, and going, that was a bit weird, but I'm reading a comic book, so I'll just accept it. But I can remember like high emotional points from every other Daredevil that I've read. The Kevin Smith one, I was like, I found enjoyable, but I don't remember much about it, so I don't know if I would go back to it and I'd be like, yeah, this is fine, or I'd be like, oh God, this ain't so good. This might be garbage. You just never know until you give something a reread. I need to reread Daredevil. I love that Fire and Brimstone shit. Let's see here. Up. And oh shit. Hold up. Well, you are not identical pieces. Crap. 1 minute. No, I cut you off of here. No, they were both 3. They were identical. Kevin Smith comics age so bad. Unlike the other ones, I've only read the Kevin Smith one once. So, how many comics did he do outside of Daredevil? Because I know he's a comic guy in general, but God, his Masters of the Universe was absolute garbage. I don't know why he decided to do the things that he did with his He-Man cartoon. I don't know why I was like, I'm gonna make He-Man and kill He-Man in like the first fucking episode. What was that logic? What were you doing, bro? I don't. God, I hated the music in that show as well. They had like this one song that like I think it was Master of Arms theme, and it was just like the same 3 notes on repeat or something. Somebody, I think it was him, but somebody had like a theme, or it might have just been the general fight music for the show, was just, oh, it is Mysterio. You're right. I don't remember the freaking villain of that arc. I do remember the Mysterio thing was interesting, where Mysterio's like, I got cancer from all my hallucinogens, bro. And I'm just like, okay. That I don't remember like his motivations past that. I just remember he's like, I got cancer and I wanted to like have a mark on society or something. I don't remember. That's not a good sign that even when you remind me who the villain is, I'm just like, yeah, he got cancer. And that's it. Oh, that's bad. That's not good. That's a really bad sign. Well, especially because I'm really good at remembering really pointless, stupid information. 17 and 18. Um, hmm. We'll put these here so we know. Wait. I think, yeah, we'll put these here so we know which one is 17 and 18. He did the couple of ASO. What was that? Oh, sorry, I got a notification. I thought it was something else. He did a couple of arcs for Green Arrow. One story about Batman where Batman confesses he's he's peed himself. I mean, okay, the context for that. And one book about the Black Cat where Felicia confesses she got okay. Um, so I just can't read that last word on. Oh, and hold up. It looks like we have a technical issue, so it looks like chat is not going to be read this stream uh, unless it has accidentally been turned off. Let me check if that's the case. But it looks like we might have to. It's something that I don't think I'd be able to do on stream, sadly, to fix. I'd have to literally reset it. But let me. What is going on with my mouse? Like, this spot in particular cannot be read by my mouse. It is the weirdest shit. But let me just check something real quick. YouTube stream elements. Spot. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi. Spot. Shit. Okay, so stream elements has to be reset, but that means I have to literally go into Chrome and reset everything. Because that's how it works. So we'll have to do that. Oh no, you're there. I resurrected you, chat. I'm perfect. No, I don't need to do jack shit. I don't need to do that complicated bull crap. I brought you back. Okay. But I just can't say that word on stream. And with the Daredevil, like I said, gave Karen Page AIDS and then oh fuck, he did that too. That's a bit of a weird choice. Fuck, you're right. Okay, so right leg will have. Yeah, fuck. You know, when really big things happen in your comic, but a dude still kind of sits there going like, I don't remember jack shit. That's a really bad sign. That is such a terrible sign. Oh my god. And I remember really pointless information, chat. Anyone who watched the Star Wars streams know how much pointless information I remember. In fact, actually, speaking of the Star Wars stream, I have a note in my notes that just says Mandalorians because I was like, I did not talk nearly enough about Mandalorians. So later in the stream, I might just start yapping about Mandalorians. Just fair warning. Completely fair warning there. I might just start going off about how Mandalorians are really cool in the old lore of Star Wars. Not current, not Disney or even not Dave Filoni Mandalorians. Dave Filoni Mandalorians are lame. Classic Mandalorians are fucking peak, chat. They are one of the coolest cultures in all of fucking science fiction, and I would fight you about that. Chuck Austin had the revealed that Azazel being what the fuck? Oh, Azazel. I thought this was okay. I saw the like but I thought that was the one guy who the like robot that said it was like an angel and it was like they're all just it's just a big gaslight of Daredevil. I feel like I should have remembered that like it was Mysterio because the whole villain's plot is just to gaslight the frick out of Daredevil, which is kind of funny in a way. Like, what's your plot? I just really want to gaslight this dude, like, real bad. Make him not know what the hell's going on. Uh, yeah, it wasn't. Well, I know in the '97 TV show, like, it was like, oh, his father was a Duke and his mother was Mystique, but I can't really remember what his stuff is in the comics. Ooh. I can't actually remember. I'm far more familiar with, like, a lot of the shows. I fell in love with Nightcrawler for the show, for the '97 show. That's why he, like, literally that show is why he's my favorite X-Men. I just love that depiction of him, which was very bad. Yes, because Azazel, I do know this. I haven't read it, but I do know that Azazel like was like breeding with like he was having like a bunch of kids to have like interdimensional children who like were like Satan spawn or something weird. It's all just fucking weird. Like he has other kids and it's all part of like some big plot that's convoluted and it's just like what the fuck's going on? What are we doing here? Classic Mandalorians are so good. They're so good. And then I'm gonna blame Lucas as well. Lucas and Filoni were like, no, 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 we can't have that. Yeah, yeah, George, we can't have that. We can't have a warrior race that has literally thousands of years of being badasses. No, they have to be pacifists now. Oh, they reformed into pacifists. How? How the hell did they reform into pacifists? How did that even happen? How does a society that is literally built around warrior ethos just become pacifists? How did you do that? That got retconned later with Mystique actually impregnated Destiny rather than Azazel impregnating Mystique. Wait, what? Yeah, because she's a shapeshifter, she can do that. I forget sometimes that like she's not simply a skin deep shapeshifter. I sometimes forget that Mystique can kind of go the whole 9 yards in her transformations. That took me a second. Could Mystique alter her biology to make herself into a man but still have Mpreg? Is that a thing that she could do? Probably, because Mystique is this wild. Oh my god. I don't remember if it was Wolverine and the X-Men or if it was like the I don't remember which one it was. I don't think it was Wolverine and the X-Men. I think it was the X-Men show before that, but after 97, where she's just depicted as being able to like turn into like owls and shit. She can like her shapeshifting is just like boundless in one of the shows. I don't know if she can do that also in the comics, but like I thought she's like mostly restricted to like human shapes. But she like just turns into an owl in one episode, and it's just like she can. That's like a lot of mass. You can do that. Well, Mysterio wanted Daredevil to kill him. Uh, what about? Okay, I'm for yeah. I can't just remember what it's called. It's not Wolverine and the X-Men. What's what is the one where like they're actually students and like uh at a normal school and Nightcrawler has like a holographic like watch that makes him look human. It's that X-Men show. I'm like 90% certain it's that X-Men show where like Mystique's has like a this has this real power boosted in her shape shifting. I'm just so upset I can't remember that one. Get out of here. Okay. I think it is X-Men Evolution. Then again, that's the only X-Men show that I can think of, but that I can recognize the title of right now. Ooh. But I think it is X-Men Evolution. It's the one where they don't bother with the whole oh hey, Logan wants to do the nasty with 1 minute. What did I just cut off? I cut off 7, which goes over here. With Jean and just like keeps that just Cyclops and Jean relationship. Ooh, because Cyclops and Jean are underaged in the show, and it's just like, well, we don't have to have that love triangle that either. I don't even know if it really works. I've only seen version. I'm sure it can work, but so often it is just a fucking annoying love triangle from what I've seen. Ooh, but I think it's that one. Goth Rogue is pretty peak. Goth Rogue is pretty peak. Hey, here's our Southern Belle character. What should we do with her? Make her a goth. That kind of seems a little bit like a little bit of a 180. Make her a goth. It'll frickin' work, bro. Trust me, bro. The fans are gonna love it. It was the not actually it was the early 2000s where it was even more goth culture. Oh my god, the late 90s, but particularly the early 2000s was like peak goth culture. You got mall goths, you got all sorts of goths, bro. It was a different time. It worked for me. It worked for a lot of people. A lot of people, when they think of Rogue, they think of the Evolution Rogue. They think of the Evolution Rogue more than the Southern Rogue. Let's see here. Okay. And let's get this. Don't twist that off, you dumbass. Okay. Oddly, I can't really think of like a character who I like as much as Nightcrawler. Sorry, who I like secondary to Nightcrawler, because I just like Nightcrawler so much. He's just a cool dude. Like, the choice to have the devout Catholic mutant who is all about, you know, just being a better man and being one of the most human characters, be literally just this demonic looking goblin man. It just goes hard for like the message of X-Men in general. I love 92. Is it 92 Rogue? Damn, I got the year completely wrong. 92 Rogue, Evo Rogue, Rogue, and ooh. I do know in the 92 version, I was saying 97 like an idiot. I do know in the 92 version that they include the plot line where, like, with Miss Marvel, because in the comics it's just like, what the fuck? It's just like, wait, so her power is to steal, like, other people's powers. Yeah. Okay. So why can she, like, fly and have super strength by default? Oh, she touched another hero called Miss Marvel for a little too long. What do you mean a little too long? Oh, don't worry about it. Just, you know, just literally absorbed her, like, psychic essence. It's like, you can do that? It's like, yeah, apparently she can. Okay. Oh, X-Men 97 is a sequel. Yeah. Thank you. Whatever. Also, chat, I was right when I said I lost the Vernier and I thought it just bounced to back there behind the table. And I was exactly right, because I pulled on the first thing, which was a dried out lens wipe, and it just came rolling out from under. I was like, yeah. The shortest I've actually had to like dig for a piece in my life. I figured out exactly where it went through process of elimination through the sound chat. I'm like a bat. Ooh. Ooh. I've heard good things about the X-Men 97. I just haven't checked it out. Ooh. Wouldn't surprise me if it's one of those shows that like did well, but because of, I don't know, because like Disney almost seems like it's not allowed to make anything good anymore. So if something does do well or is like better constructed, like what I've heard Andor is, which I still need to watch. Shit. Okay, well let's put that on the Andor. Thank God. I think it's Opus who recommended it. It's either Opus or Muon who's recommended Andor multiple times, but they don't watch these streams, so we're safe. They're safe. They don't need to know that I haven't watched it yet. The showrunner got fired? Fuck. That's not the best sign, is it? Ooh. That's not great. That is not great. But I've heard mostly positive things about it. You know, really what makes or breaks is how they depict Nightcrawler. I don't expect Nightcrawler to have like a spotlight in it or nothing. We just gotta depict my boy well, and I'll probably be happy with it. I'll probably be that petty. Ooh. Okay, we are doing well. Actually, how well are we doing? Okay. Not quite as good in time as I thought, but also not as bad as we could be doing. So let us now build the legs. Look at all these little sprues and ooh. And if you're wondering why I switched out the Issa pictures because I haven't drawn a new picture for today. I'm gonna do it after stream, but I still wanted to have a picture up because I've liked having a picture up in the corner. So I just decided to have Cecilia and Kirsha in the corner instead. Ooh. And why does she look Sicilian? Because I accidentally shaded her in a little too dark, so now she has a tan, and apparently she has Italian ancestry. So it's now almost said ancestry, which is a very funny word. That's what they have in Alabama and Germany. Oh, the showrunner was like Disney fired me because I'm gay. I don't believe that for a fucking moment. Like, I believe he said that. I don't believe for a moment Disney fired him because he's gay. There's some companies you could say that about, and it'd be like, I wouldn't believe that about almost any company in the modern day. But saying that about Disney is just like, that's bullshit. Like, unless you have an internal document from, like, Paul Feig, who said, is it, no, wait, Paul Feig is the guy who, whatever. From who, Feige, from Feige, who's like, this guy's gay, get him out. Unless you have an internal memo that reads that, I don't believe it for a fuck. I don't believe that shit for a second. Disney is like, no, we fired you because you sent unsolicited photos of yourself barely dressed to people working on the show. Oh my god. So he got fired for the same reason that the pilot from The Expanse got fired. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, I do remember that. The pilot for the Rocinante, the actor for that, like, I don't think he was sending unsolicited pictures, but he was, like, sending unsolicited messages of a lewd variety to people working on the production. And it was like, okay, you can't just be like, you are serially, this is just harassment at this point. We're firing you. It's like, but I'm one of the main cast. We can literally just like, we have only one season left. We can just like have your plot line be a dead end because we haven't invested in it yet, and we can replace you with a different character who also is a pilot. Wicked. Bye. Ooh. So in one regard, it's a shame that we don't get that character's plot line, but at the same time, I don't think there would have been really any opportunity in the story as it was left for the plot line to be carried out anyways. Just, you know, him reconnecting with his son or something, and I'm just like, I don't see how them stopping a bunch of belters from, you know, literally causing a interplanetary war. I don't see how that would have been fit into that, especially considering we already have in that season, the final season of Expanse, the kind of indirect healing of the relationship of Naomi and her son, which is really good. I liked that I liked the Expanse. I wish it was easier. I don't even know if you can get like physical copies of it all because it moved over to streaming, and actually even before it moved over to streaming, it was hard as hell to get like physical copies of like the first season. But that's one of the better shows that's come out. Can I see what I'm doing here? Okay. One of the better shows that's come out over the last like few years. But even that show came out, like that show ended like several years ago, which is a shame. It's just, God, I liked it. I liked that show a lot. I wish we could have more TV like that in general. And yeah, I do like how much of the underframe is built in the within the Iron-Blooded Orphan kits. It's really nice. One minute, let me see something. Oh, I have the, okay, so those got mixed up a little. There we go. You have a great rest of your night. Oh my god. Really? That just popped off? Luckily, I see it right there. It's literally right there. I just have to get it. Okay. Let me make sure that's what it is, but luckily it's really easy to get at. Yep, there it is. I can tell that's what it is, not only because it's purple, but because it has the blue paint that we put on it. Let me get that. But yeah, you have a great rest of your night. Great sleeps, have great dreams and all that jazz. And let's make my head float away so I'm not having a stroke. There we go. I didn't even need to be looking to know that I was having a stroke. It's fine. My body's probably still freaking out. Okay. No, look at that. What is it? It's trying to find my face is what it's doing, but it's so funny when it does it. Like the head, it's like the headless body of Agnew from Futurama. God, I love Nixon from Futurama. He's such a great antagonist and this insane character. I'll break into people's houses and wreck up the place. You want me to give this body back? I'd sooner give up my beloved pet dog, Checkers. Ruff, ruff. Shut up, damn it! Fucking love that kid. He's such a fun character. Just to have the president of your fictional universe be a deranged Richard Nixon, a deranged Richard a deranged Richard Milhouse Nixon. It's just such an inspired choice, chat. I don't know what made them think of it, but my god. Oh. Okay. And let's grab this piece that fell off. I dropped it immediately again. That is so frustrating. One of the problems of wearing gloves is you just don't have the proper grip, I suppose, but that is... So, luckily I saw where it went. It literally just went the exact same place, but on the other side, as stupid as that might sound. Okay. Do I have anything to help me fish it out? Because it is under the leg. Yes, I do. There it is. And a Lego. Huh. Were we short one peg Lego while building the Statue of Liberty? I can't remember because I just found one. And it's definitely the color of the Statue of Liberty. I think we were short a green piece that we had to swap, that we had to improvise with. I don't think we were... Yeah, we weren't short any... Yeah. We find a piece from the Statue of Liberty and it's one of the pieces we don't need. Ain't that just the way? Oh, hey, Gunner. He's been sleeping very calmly, very beautifully on my bed. It's fine. He's good. Good boy. Here. You have a good time on your bed there, buddy? Okay. Let's see here. I guess in my bed, my mistake. Instead of bed, his little doggy bed. And I need to get gloves out again. You stay asleep there, buddy. Ain't got time for that. Okay. This time, let's not fuck up. Sorry for cursing, but let's not mess up this time. Okay. Okay, there we go. Grab the piece. Okay, I'm not gonna do this on camera. I'm just gonna try to I'm going to do it off camera so I have hopefully maximum control, and there it is. Can I? There we go. And we're going to check this one. Yeah, this one isn't fully secure. There we go. Okay, now they're both fully secure, and I can get my head back. I've earned the right to have my head back, chat. Okay. Ooh. God, there's so many shows. I also need to watch Legends of Galactic Heroes. I need to finish. Gundam. Ooh. Gundam X. I need to do so much shit. Of course. Oh, but I have made progress on the Discord after. I just haven't had time, and it's just been so low on the on the rung of important stuff. But I decided right before stream, because I had some extra time, to work on the Discord, and I think it should be mostly up. I just need to put in the rules and whatnot for it. I need to put in, the descriptions for the different channels, see what channels should be there, what channels I should take out, and then have somebody who has a Discord, probably Shagmom, because I think she's the only person I know who has a community Discord, double check it for leaks, so to speak. See if it's ship shape and all that jazz. And then it should be able to open, which makes me really happy, because I was concerned I was going to I might still have to do this for some other reasons, but I was concerned I would have to take the first Monday and Tuesday off of streaming so I could have time to finish a bunch of behind the scenes work. And the fact that I have completed the most of the Discord, and the fact that it will hopefully be out before the end of this week, has me optimistic that I won't have to do that. Though, I'm not saying that, even though I might not have to do it, I might do it anyways. I'll be perfectly frank with you and clear. Because if I get a little tired this month, I just might not stream those 2 days. But if I don't, I do have a plan for the next Sunday poll, next time we do a Sunday stream that you can vote on, that I'm going to include Gunpla on it. But you might be like, but Gunpla take 2 days. And it's like, well, 2 days. 2 days. Don't worry about that, because I have because I have a ball high grade, and I have another high grade. I have the Pick Belong. And to show you what that is, just for context, I have this upside down, you dumbass. I have this, which is pretty much just it's one of those. I don't really like these in Gundam when you have the external travel unit for the mobile suits, but it's just one of those external travel pads. And I think with how big the pieces are, I've looked inside the box. I think that could be completed in a stream. Even if it takes 4 or 5 hours, I think we could do it if we do prep as well. Then again, last time we did Sunday stream, it went on for 5 hours. So I think, in general, we could probably do a Gunpla in 1 day. But that probably would not be advisory. Oh, that's D. Sorry. I forgot this is where they're transitioning out of polycap. So you have some pieces like this, which from a distance look like polycaps, and you're like, oh, that's a polycap, and then you go to the polycaps, you look for it, and it's not there. Ooh. As I said, it's a transitionary mold. Ooh. These iron-blooded orphan kits. You got these awkward pieces, which I don't think I've seen in other molds. I'm sure they're like they're in other like Universal Century high grades of the time, but these kind of like not polycap, ooh, but filling the purpose of polycap parts. I can't really think of where I've seen them in other places. I don't really know if this is actually technically filling the purpose of a polycap, but I feel like at the very least, where it looks like it is. Let me see. Yeah, this is filling what the purpose of what a polycap would be doing in the past. This is going to be a hinge. It is a hinge joint. It's not just a static peg. Okay, and I think we have everything done. Oh, we didn't even build the feet. We're dumb. Chat, we're dumb. I'm dumb. I can't speak for you, but I can speak for myself. I'm dumb. And speaking of polycaps, we have one on this part of the build, actually. We try to be a little calmer this stream. I think I might save the Mandalorian topic for next time. Or next Gunpla stream. These are identical pieces. Actually, then what the hell is going on there? Oh yeah, all these are identical pieces, so I don't need to care. I don't need to care. Caring is for losers. Actually, one comic that I'd want to read that I've already read, but I kind of want to reread it before taking up a new comic, is the Elric of Melibene comics, which are just really, really nice. They're really clean art. They're just... Ooh. Actually, I know that they make changes in the comics, but like the changes actually kind of were approved by the original writer, Michael Moorcock, which is a hell of a name. But I'd actually like to. I should also probably read the books while I'm reading the read the book then the comic for these different stories. So I should read. Oh God, Elric of Melibene. Okay, do I have them in? I'm gonna make my head go away for a second so I can read them because they're on a bookshelf. See here. So Elric of Melibene, Stormbringer, and the White Wolf. Ooh. There we go. My brain is melting for a minute there. I do like a good tragic hero. I think that's been established multiple times. That I like some good tragedy in my stories. I kind of find it interesting though, because I feel like in a modern sense, something like Moorcock's Elric series would probably be like assumed to be a deconstruction, but it's literally made in the likeness of old, more Norse hero stories than the more traditional, let's say, continental or English mythology of, say, Tolkien and other fantasies. It just has that, acknowledgement that, like, death is inevitable and it probably won't be pretty or noble. Ooh. That's just a harsh that's just a harsh like world philosophy that's made from just living in a harsh land. I should what Oshi should I draw today, I wonder? Well, I'm gonna draw Peepa. Yeah, I think that's as far as it goes. Okay. So now let's cut out the polycaps. P3? 3. Uh, I'm gonna be happy to have another mech that I can actually display on a stand. A lot of mechs I just display standing, but this guy has like has literally a gimmick where he can shapeshift his feet to be in a flight pose, so I'm excited about that. I want to see how dynamic that can make him look if that really helps it out. Oh, oopsie. Actually, though I'm not going to talk directly about the Mandalorians, I do think the Mandalorians highlight a problem in Star Wars, and that is just how overpowered like the Jedi and Force users kind of are in the overall universe. Where it feels like anyone who isn't them just can't hold a candle. Because it's like, oh hey, the Mandalorians are invading the Republic, but the moment the Jedi get involved, it's just like they just they just completely get routed and just effed over. And it's just like that's, or at least that's how it's like set up in the Bioware game, because you have Condaris like literally being like, yeah, we were doing pretty good, then we just got like absolutely riggedy wrecked by you guys like without any trouble, and I'm like, hmm. Like I'm okay with like hero characters, like let's say named characters being the shit, but like I feel like Jedi, the vast majority of Jedi shouldn't even be Jedi Knights. They should just be Jedi. Just people who study. Like Jedi Knight should be like the warrior cast of Jedi, and everyone else should just like be plebs, and there should be very few Jedi Knights overall. And depending on like which version of Star Wars you're reading, that kind of is the case already. But I don't know. I feel like it's just. Let me see here real quick. Okay. B1. Actually, one thing I always liked about the original prequels, not the Dave Filoni and George Lucas retcons, and actually one thing I hate how I think we need to rip the band-aid off and not consider the Clone Wars canon to Legends, because it cannot be canon to Legends because it's just incompatible with so much of Legends. Um, and so you get really weird, like, Wikipedia articles because of it. Just rip the band-aid off and say no. Just this is part of the Disney lore. Screw it. It just don't accept it because it just doesn't fit on so many levels. It just creates a lot of awkwardness when you're trying to explain things character development wise. I mean, like the Asajj Ventress's story is completely incompatible with between the two versions of the lore. You can't reconcile that at all. General Grievous is incompatible in the two different versions of lore as well. Like so many characters are just incompatible with themselves. Count Dooku, like every character is pretty much incompatible with their depictions between the two versions of the thing. Like just rip off the band-aid. Say this is part of like the late Lucas, Dave Filoni, Disney lore, and then everything else is before George Lucas stopped giving a fuck. Okay? And you still have bad things in Legends, but like it's just so awkward having just this lore that just doesn't make sense overall. Ugh, I hate it. 3-0. Okay, let's get the thigh armor on. Thigh. Uh, um, yeah. one thing I'm happy about, and don't point out this character has been reintroduced in the comics. I don't care. Is the fact that they have yet to ruin Dirge in Disney. Like every other character from like the classic Clone Wars show by Tarkovsky has this been systematically like unraveled, whether it's Grievous being made into literally a Scooby-Doo Saturday morning Skeletor villain of just the most incompetent order, but from being where he once was like a highly decorated general, he was an acclaimed commander, he psychologically destroyed the Jedi. He just, and he also showed that like there is a way to combat Jedi without being a Force user yourself, which of course I really appreciate that. Feels like it's a little high. Is this a little high? But no, no, no. He has to be reduced to this Saturday morning villain. It's just like, fucking damn it. It's so frustrating overall. And I'd be like, well, technically speaking, you know, the original Grievous that we got in the cartoon was kind of just a rough draft, and you know, it was a rough draft that, and not even canon to begin with. I was like, I don't care. It's a better version of him. I really don't care. The Tarkovsky version of General Grievous is just objectively better. Because you can see how he's a threat. You can see how Jedi would fear him. You can see how he is a Jedi killer. How he would have a collection of lightsabers. But the Revenge of the Sith version, it's just like, how is this even like, how am I supposed to believe this guy ever killed a Jedi? How am I supposed to like have any belief in this at all? And he just can't. Like, I think he kills like a handful of Jedi throughout the entire series, but even Padawans like pretty much get him on the back foot. I mean, he fights freaking Ahsoka Tano several times, for God's sake. And you just think of like the Tarkovsky Grievous, and it's just like, okay, what would happen if like he fought like Ahsoka Tano? It's like she'd die like immediately. Ooh. This is so frustrating. It's just so frustrating seeing a character you love so much just handled in the dumbest way possible. This is so fire. But no, we can't have characters that aren't Force users competing with Jedi, because that cheapens Jedi or something. I don't know. It's just the most annoying thing in all of Star Wars. That Jedi always have to be put on a pedestal. That you can never have. That's something that I did like about Legends, is that you were allowed to have characters who had no connection to the Force, but were still very believable threats. Like, I mean, one of the biggest threats in all of Legends material. What am I looking for exactly? Okay, sorry, I was looking for it on the wrong sprue. Was Thrawn. Thrawn, who just systematically tore down his opponents both literally and figuratively on and out, in and outside the battlefield, and it's just like, damn. And he just did things one step at a time. And he was a threat. He was a threat, and he wasn't even a Force user. And I just wish we had more of that. Actually, the Empire as a whole becomes not led by Force users, because Force users are the minority. Like, it gets led by, I forget his name, but I don't even think it's a Moff. I think it's an admiral. But this one dude kind of comes in to the Empire, like the Imperial Remnant, and reforms it. I just can't remember his name because I'm just so bad with names. But he reforms it and kind of gets all the, you know, remnants both after the Imperial fall and the fall of, oopsie, Thrawn, to stop infighting and actually coalesce into a faction. And so in the post-war period for the Legends, the Empire just doesn't magically disappear. It's not like, you know, in Disney's continuity where oh hey, how do we explain that the Empire is gone even though it had like literally a power base that couldn't have just disappeared overnight? Oh, well, Palpatine had a protocol that if he was to die, the Empire would self-destruct, and everyone respected that order. Really? 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 A bunch of people were like, yeah, you know what? Palpatine's dead, so you know what? I'm just gonna destroy all. All the Moffs were just cool with that. All the admirals were just like cool with that. Really? Really? Oh well, just the highest ranking admirals. Really? Really, the ones who believed in the ideals of the Empire the most. Because you have to remember that the Empire wasn't like known to be this thing led by a literal Sith Lord. Okay? Ooh. Is that Emperor Palpatine was Emperor Palpatine. He was not Darth Sidious, the returned Sith, which who historically were known as the most evil people in history. He was Emperor Palpatine. But no, 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 no. We can't. I don't know. It's just so fucking stupid. Just the newer lore. I swear to God. But you have the whole Imperial Remnant, which makes up like a large portion of known space in Star Wars. After like it's a bigger faction than. Ooh, 1 minute. It's a bigger faction than the Hutt Empire. Than Hutt Space. Is it the Hutt Empire or is it just Hutt Space? I can't actually remember for some reason. But like a large faction in Star Wars are the Hutts, and the Imperial Remnant makes up like an even larger remnant than that. Yep. And let's get this on D. E5, we're just going to cut this directly off the sprue because it won't be visible anyways. Or maybe we won't. It's so silly of the idea that like the Empire would just go away, or that all I mean, it's also absurd the lore in the new Star Wars where they're like, oh, the Empire went away, but also became this like fraction sized thing called the First Order. And then the First Order, with literally no known resources to use to do this, just converted an entire planet and or moon-sized object, like literal moon, not like figuratively, like oh hey, that's a really big space station, like literally a massive planet called Ilium, which is we're not going to go into the problems of them choosing Ilium and the insult that it is that they did choose Ilium. We're not going to go into that. We already have problems enough as is. But them converting Ilium into a giant death ray that can shoot at hyperspeed across the galaxy, but also shoots like its trails track through real space somehow, which just isn't how hyperspeed space works. And it's just like, what is going on? It's so it's such a disappointment. Ooh. Oh, is this the wrong one? Oh, I should have. Oh, whatever. I'm gonna be needing these later, so it's fine that I cut them out now. It's so frustrating. Just the insane leaps of logic. And then didn't it come out that like J.J. Abrams literally like just asked his kid or something what would be really cool to happen in the movie? I can't believe that's true, but I've been told that before, that like a lot of the writing process was just like, it would be cool, bro. And it's just like, you need to have more, you need to do more than that. You can't just be like, it's cool, bro. Because there's a point where rule of cool breaks down and just becomes stupid. Again, like a force the fraction the size of the Empire building an entire base that the Empire wouldn't have been able to build at their peak. from a planet. You know what would have made a lot more sense? I'll tell you lore that I literally came up off the top of my head that makes more sense than this shit. Starkiller Base is an old abandoned factory from the Rakatan Infinite Empire. Stick with me here, chat. The Rakata, and it is also the source of all Kyber crystals. The Rakata Infinite Empire was a faction in Star Wars that existed long ago, literally before humans had even evolved in Star Wars proper. In fact, humans evolved in Star Wars because of the Rakata. The Rakata took humans from their homeworld, which I can't remember exactly which planet it was, but they took them from their homeworld and made them into a slave race, and then that slave race eventually evolved into humans. And the Rakata were deeply immersed in the dark side. They were so immersed. Like, these guys, they drank the dark side. They were like the Melbourneans from Elric, but with the dark side. These guys loved it. And they had an unquestionable control over the galaxy because of their because they just used the dark side to do all sorts of wicked evil stuff, bro. I tell you right now. But if they literally had their technology almost powered by the dark side itself. And that created a lot of imbalance in the universe. Like, because you have to remember that the Force is neither light or dark. It's how you use it that's light or dark. So really what it means by me saying that, like, oh, hey, there were... Really what I'm saying with saying that, like, oh, hey, they were dark side empire is more that to say that they were abusing the life essence, the very origin point of all life in the Star Wars universe, or at least galaxy, for their own ends. They were just abusing the hell out of it for their technology and their power, and that created a lot of imbalance in the Force, which eventually led to the destruction of their empire. Ooh, that's actually a really nice, tight friction joint for what it is, considering it's plastic on plastic. Which also is the fact that, like, the Rakata are inherently destructive. But they did a lot of things. They had a factory called the Star Forge, and if you've played Knights of the Old Republic, you already know this, but it was pretty much just a factory that could just, as long as it had resources feeding into it, completely automated, just make the equivalent of, like, Star Destroyers en masse, just endlessly. And just needed no time for, like, needed no real maintenance. It could literally perform its own maintenance and all that stuff. And this was just, like, basic shit that they had. This was even, like, this was just, like, just the normal thing. Like, this is just how they made their fleets. This basic-ass stuff that the Rakata did. Ooh. Like, bare minimum shit. And what you do is you use something like that, and you just go like, okay, so the Rakata literally are the origin point of Kyber crystals, because these guys really messed up. And you make it so that... Ooh, what they did is that they made a planet-sized railgun, effectively, that would go to system. It wouldn't fire across the galaxy, because that's just irreparably stupid. But it'd go to system. It would eat a star of the system, and then blow up the inhabitable planets of that system. And that would cause such a wound in the Force. B1. That would cause such a wound in the Force that it would actually cause the life on the planet to literally fuse with the Force. It would cause a, like, physical representation of the damage you just did on, like, a spiritual level to the Star Wars galaxy. And that's what Kyber crystals are. I think that would have been way cooler, firstly, as an origin, and also it would have colored the Jedi and Sith into a far more interesting light, because you could make it so that all Kyber crystals are pretty much just Philosopher Stones at that point. It also explains why they all have infinite energy, or have seemingly infinite energy. You just make them effectively into Philosopher Stones, and you also can be like, oh yeah, like, if a planet was big enough, the heart of the planet would be made into one big green kyber crystal, and that's also like the origin point of the like start of the Death Star's kyber crystals that powered it. Simple shit, right? You could have just done something like that. You could have just been like, yeah, it was just a factory that was just used to destroy like planets to convert them into like farms for kyber crystals. Make Ilium the storehouse for all those crystals so that you could also give the origin for Ilium that way instead of destroying Ilium. Thanks, bro. You just destroyed one of the most planets in the fucking lore by making it into Starkiller Base instead of, you know, thinking of anything. And that was after the fact, mind you. They were like, oh, hey, there's a snow planet called Ilium that has a bunch of kyber crystals on it. Well, let's just make that's what they converted Starkiller Base into. Well, cool, bro. Cool, bro. You just killed so much lore with just one act. You're amazing. There's no responsibility at all with these people. But I honestly think it would have been a lot better if like that's what it was. Normally I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, this would be better, but in this case I actually feel it would have been better if how the Starkiller Base wasn't made by the First Order. If it had been made, we're gonna have a bit of an alignment issue here, I can already tell, because I'm very stupid about this. But if it was made by the Rakatan Infinite Empire, then you wouldn't need to have the First Order have like ever built it or anything. And the Rakatan Infinite Empire, again, is just like a source of just like they're like, and then they invented some bullshit, bro. They're an ancient, highly technologically advanced civilization that just wrecked everyone else's day for shits and giggles. They were little bastards. Ooh. Just let it be the origin point of Starkiller Base. And as for like the kyber crystals being like coloring the Jedi and Sith, you can literally just be like, yeah, Sith, what they do is they just tap directly into all that anguish from the kyber crystals, which is why they're red. Because they're just using that power directly and abusing it directly. While the Jedi crystals, they're trying to calm all the suffering within the crystals, all that like the countless lives that are all made into one and have lost their individuality millennia ago. You could have that, chat. You could have that be like indicative of why their lightsabers are different colors. Because it's just like the different methodologies to converting all that raw suffering into positive energy effectively. Like the Sith are always abusing it, and that's also why like the Sith are always red, because they're always abusing that power. They're always just drawing it directly, which gives them more raw power, but it's less refined. But then have it so that the Jedi is just indicative again of their methodology and thoughts. Like the Jedi have different colors because they don't approach the Force all in the same way. It's not because it's not just all the same selfish ideology. Like, can I get this in, please? I'd love to get this in, but again, no, we can't have that. We can't have something interesting happening. No, that can't be happening. They just converted Ilium instead. I think this is on the wrong leg, and that's why it's not going on. It looks like it's better fit here, but it also seems like it's not going on either. I want to do it on camera, but it's just being really persnickety. What am I doing wrong? You're like showing me this close-up like I'm supposed to understand what I'm seeing, but I don't. Okay. Okay. Ah, okay. I see what I was doing wrong. Okay, so let's get back over here. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to plug it into this part. So I had it slightly misaligned. Let's see if this helps. What about? Hello again, monkeys. Hello! We were just talking about how disappointing the lore for the sequel trilogy is. Ooh. Don't worry about it. They're just talking about how Star Killer base being built by the First Order never made sense, and they could have easily fixed this fact that it just is non-logical and doesn't make any sense by making it so that a faction, if you know Star Wars, you'd recognize, but a faction known as the Rakatan Infinite Empire built it like millennia ago, because the Rakatan Infinite Empire would just do stuff like that anyways. But we're past that. We're past talking about Star Wars lore of that regard, at least. Let's talk about General Grievous and how he's so much better. This isn't even a Star Wars stream and I'm talking about Star Wars, but I really want to talk about how Grievous is so much better in the Tartakovsky version, because I touched upon it earlier. Ooh. Just finished watching X. I need to finish watching it. Don't spoil. No spoilers. No spoilers. But I need to finish watching it. I've just been so busy. It's just sometimes hard to find the time, but it's good to hear that it had a good ending, that even though they had to kind of have a book end it a little early with it having less episodes. Ooh, it has like, I think 10 less episodes than your average Gundam show. You need to read the prologue manga. I really want to. The manga I want to read the most, I've said this before, is definitely the. God damn it. The Gundam Wing manga, because everything I've seen from it and also heard is that it kind of fills in a lot of the areas from the show that maybe could use, some flushing out to better show character motivation, and also refine some of the designs as well of the mechs, of the mobile suits, sorry. So that's what I really want to read. Ooh. But speaking of mechs, what is Grievous but like a really advanced mech? He's a cyborg, but what is a cyborg but a mech? Z Broly movie next. Oh, Z Broly movie. Oh my god. Broly's so cool, but his motivation is so fucking lame. Oh, dude, Kakarot, he cried and kept me up at night when I was a baby, and it's just like, really? Really? That's what we went with? Yeah. Okay. Ooh. I do have to admit, I do prefer the Super movie. Ooh. Super movie's pretty nice. It's also incredibly silly in its own right, though. The music is absolutely hilarious. I watch Cooler's Revenge. Cooler's so cool, but it's so sad that he just gets his ass whooped the moment like Goku turns Super Saiyan. Oh my god. It's so cool though, to some of how he flies through the Kamehameha and just punches Goku, which is just like, you're allowed to do that? You can do that? You can just fly through the Kamehameha, pop out of it like you're Bugs Bunny and say, what's up, Doc, and just knock him to the ground? I don't know that was allowed. Oh my goodness. What was I saying? Oh, the Broly movie, the music and the Broly, today. The movie, the Broly super movie is absolutely hilarious, because I just love it when Broly and Gogeta are fighting, because the music literally goes, go Broly, go Broly, go, wait, yeah, Gogeta, whatever. It's just, it's so fucking, it's both peak and kind of shit. Oh god, Godzilla King of the Monsters does something very similar, and it's also just like, this is so stupid, but also I'm completely down with it. Where in Godzilla King of the Monsters, the music goes, Godzilla. Oh my god. It's hype as hell just singing the names of your characters. I don't know why. Oh, shoot. I didn't see that, because... Actually, okay. I'm gonna have to take these off and... Shit. That's a little easier said than done. Let me get off the part separator. Also, it's more of the fact that Broly was a traumatized during... Yeah, I know it's that, but like, it just comes across more the fact that he's putting his trauma from literally being stabbed as a baby on... Ooh. On Goku. What it is really him being like, oh, hey, I was stabbed as a baby. And I'm reminded of that because of this dude's existence, because he was crying while I was getting stabbed and murdered and stuff, bro. Ooh. it's just a trigger. But it just comes across as like he was crying, bro. I know that's an oversimplification. I really shouldn't do that because so much of fucking Dragon Ball Z has been oversimplified over the years, and there's so much like bastardization and in the understanding of this series. I really shouldn't do that, even for jokes. Because sadly, God, there's like this really bad one, like really bad piece of like Dragon Ball Z misinformation that's Goku being a terrible dad. Goku loves Gohan, and it's just been perpetuated through jokes that like, oh no, Piccolo's his real dad. It's like, no, bro. Goku literally dies on multiple occasions. Literally, Dragon Ball Z opens up with Goku dying fighting Raditz to save Gohan. He does that to save Gohan, to make sure Gohan is good to go, is gonna survive all this. That's why he do it, bro. He dies, teleporting Cell away again because he's protecting Gohan. He loves his son. And just because he's dead doesn't make him a bad dad because he died to save his son. And when he's alive, he spends time with his son. He wants to connect with his son. But because of jokes of, oh, hey, he's not actually there for his son, because people take those jokes seriously, what we get is people being like, he's a bad dad. It's so annoying. Doesn't King of Monsters have a remake of the old Oyster Cult song? I don't know if it's that one. I think it's at the end of that one. It does have it does like go like, oh no, Godzilla. I think it is. Is it King of the Monsters or is it? It has to be King of the Monsters. Actually, I don't think there was a Godzilla movie that came out before it outside of 2014. I think they might have jumped straight from like 2014. Yeah, they went 2014 King Kong, then straight to King of the Monsters, didn't they? Cooler's Revenge is a great example of Kakarot is a great dad. Yeah, good dad. Good dad. He comes back with. Yeah, Piccolo is like an uncle. He's like a beloved uncle. I mean, my brother makes jokes about it. It's like I think they just had Stockholm syndrome, bro. I do like my brother's interpretation, Meyer, of just like they had Stockholm syndrome. He kidnapped the kid and he just grew close to the kid because of Stockholm syndrome. They don't know what the fuck's going on, but yeah, Piccolo is a great uncle. He has a great character arc with learning to care about other people, actually having relationships and shit. It's good stuff. Let me see if I can get this. Dragon Ball actually has some good character arcs in it. Vegeta has that really slow burning character arc throughout the entire series, where he's just pretty much a bastard throughout, but he has little pieces where like he has like little pieces throughout the series of like him caring about like his future son. Ooh, there we go. Of his future son Trunks during the Cell arc, and you can actually see he's genuinely like in shock and grieving when Trunks gets shot by. Ooh, I think it's like when Cell comes back and it's like Cell's like, haha, JK, I'm not dead. I think he just shoots Trunks for like no reason outside of just to troll everyone. He's just being a prick. He's just like, haha, I'm alive. Also, you're not. Oh, good. And Granduncle, that's true. That's true, and if you include Pan, you're right. GT has the best Vegeta. Ooh, I've not seen GT in so fucking long, so I can't really comment on that. But I know he has an excellent mustache. He kind of seems just like a real cool bro from my memory of him in GT at least. But I can't really comment too much. I remember him just. He's kind of just like. They don't like butcher him. They don't like. They kind of like have him like move on from like his past self, and they do kind of keep him as a new character. I just don't remember it, sadly. This has been so long for some things, and sadly, not everything is Star Wars, where I just have an autistic memory about it. Star Wars is my autism. You'd be like, okay, tell me about the fight about the original introduction of Grievous, and I could talk to you about that for an hour alone, probably. But sadly, you can't have autism on everything, chat. Ooh. I do like his design in GT as well. I know that's superficial, but they shortened his hair a little, gave him a mustache for like for a little while. He was a way better dad and doesn't care about fighting as much. Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's more laid back. Everyone's a little more laid back in GT though, because everyone's just like, yeah, we've beaten all of our big bad monsters and whatnot. Uh, it was a bit meant to be, at least at the beginning, a bit of a reset tonally for. And we find the piece that I need for Dragon Ball, which is why like Goku is like reset in age. They kind of wanted to be like, well, we can't really go any higher than this because we've literally put the entire universe at risk. However, we can't really have Goku fighting anything because he's kind of already beaten. Like anything that we throw at him would like just be so. It would just destroy the scaling of the universe at this point because we've already reached such high power levels. So they just go like, well, let's just kind of like take a step back from all that. Well, Dragon Ball Super is more like, just fuck power levels. Dragon Ball Super just kind of went like, well, you know what? If just fuck it, like we're just gonna create God Key, and what that is, and that's just gonna be like, us just saying power levels aren't really that important anymore. We're not gonna keep track of them. Ooh. I've had seen the 2003 Clone Wars series. God, I love. Yes, that's what I was talking about with the introduction of Grievous. It is so damn clean, and DiMaggio, the voice for Bender Bending Rodriguez, and Jake the dog from Futurama and Adventure Time, respectively. God damn, I don't know why I struggled with that. Does a fantastic job voicing General Grievous. He does a phenomenal Grievous, and Grievous is so intimidating in that series. Ooh. Jedi. When it just like has the Jedi surroundings, it's like he just tells them, but it's like, I'm coming to in there to kill you myself. I'm gonna give you a mercy, a warrior's death. And it's like he's just daunting them, and he's just like, so make peace with your pitiful force. And he's so good. Someone making a 1/100 Big Uncle 3D printed, Fat Uncle. Oh, I don't know what that is, but I actually saw on. Ooh, I don't know what that is, but I did see on Twitter somebody's making like, I think it's a 3D printed. Like it's like a feminine Zeong. It's like a. It actually looks really cool. It's a Zeong where like it's just a feminine Zeong, but it has like a dress, like the kind of dress that would hold the for the normal Zeong, like all of the thrusters and whatnot. Actually turns into like a pair of hands, and it looks really cool. Like I wish I could get the picture up. Actually, I might. I sent the picture to Shog Mommy, so I might be able to get the picture up. Give me 1 minute. I'm just gonna have to download it from Discord. Oh wait, no, I shouldn't. Okay, I don't know if I can get it. Says the Jedi, like how the cooler says monkeys. Yeah, Jedi. Oh my god. Actually, that's something I fucking hate in the new lore of Star Wars. Is I don't think Mandalorians ever called Jedi Jetty. They never say, because all Mandalorians always say Jedi in their native tongue in the classic legend, in the classic expanded universe. Sorry, I'm sorry for saying legends. I'm sorry, chat. I didn't mean to offend you like that. But in like classic Star Wars lore, uh, the Mandalorians never say Jedi. They always say Jetty. And the reason that they say Jetty is because it's pretty much their word. It's just Jedi in Mandalorian, but it has a lot of cultural weight to them, and that's why they say it that way. It's both a sign of respect and also just like, God, I hate you people. Like, I respect you for beating me in battle, but also I fucking hate you for constantly beating me in battle. It's bullshit. It's a transport hovercraft from Zeong, and it can hold Zaku. Okay, I have seen that actually. By coincidence, right before stream, I saw. Uh, Maybe I did see that, but I have seen somebody doing a similar project of somebody had a Goof and a Zaku in like the loading doorway of it. They had like the doorway in the cockpit, the front of the cockpit built, So I think I have actually seen that by coincidence, by sheer coincidence. I think I saw that at a nice. I didn't know that was 100. Did you say it was 1/100th scale? Damn, I thought it was just like I just assumed when I saw it it was a 140 144th scale. That is actually insane. Ooh. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I knowing that's a 1/100th scale now is actually like recontextualizing a lot for me when I saw it because I was like, damn, that's really cool. Because I've seen somebody do a white base that's 1/44th scale. I don't. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 1/44th scale, and that alone was like, holy shit, that is pretty intense to do that at 1/44th scale. I need to double check that video though, because by this point, the guy's probably done with the white base from when I saw it. The guy was like, he was like making everything like light up inside and whatnot. He had everything just really well to scale. I think he even made like the little plane that the Xeon spies fly in on the one episode. I think he also even built that. He's doing the full craft as well. You need those files. Oh, uh, Ed, you in the post with the okay. Can't believe it's called the Fat Uncle, but I can believe it. But it was I never knew it was called the Fat Uncle. I was just like, yeah, that's a Xeon. That's a Xeon carrier. This is all I've ever thought about it. Okay, at 1/100th, I can't. I'm just assuming what I saw was at 1/44th. But it could have been It might be the same thing you're talking about. But I'm more or less being careful. Like I don't want to be like I've seen one at 1/100th, but I know at the very least is 1/44th. I think it was 1/44th, but I just don't want to make assumptions or nothing. 3D printing seems like it would be really nice, but at the same time, just like you need a room and whatnot for that because you need to print off the pieces and you need to like let the vapors go out because it's similar to like the problem with painting. Like I'd love to have an airbrush, but like to have an airbrush, I'd have to have a setup across this room by the window so I could have the window open and then have like the fan like going out the window, but then I'd probably get a noise complaint from like neighbors or something if I did that. So it's just it's one of those things where it's just like I'd love to do that, but also I literally couldn't do that. That is really damn cool, and I should probably, if that's what he's doing, I want to follow that guy actually. And get out the pieces. We have those pieces. We need now B1. Here it is. And that's concerning. Give me 1 minute, chat. Um, there's a piece on here. Oh my goof. I'd love to make a Dodai so fast. God, I am. So there's this piece right here, and I'm looking to see where it goes because I want to make sure I didn't miss a step. So I'm just kind of looking at that right now. Let me look at the underside of it. And that's concerning that I have a piece that I don't see where I cut it out on. And we literally have no... it's the blade holder. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing something. Normally I don't like to look ahead like that, but... when you have a unique piece that you feel goes somewhere and you're not seeing it, you should probably double check that you didn't fuck something up along the way. What? What? What is the blue tool? Oh, that's a part. This is just a part separator. I typically prefer to use my plastic part separator, which is like a pick that's like reinforced. But it's somewhere over here, but there's like a pile of like sprues right here that I can't get through. But it's just a part separator. You get some parts that are together that you don't want to be together. You can just, put it in between, and that's a normal part separator. I usually prefer to use the plastic one because the metal on this can damage the plastic if you're not careful, which I don't like at all. Ooh, but at the same time, the metal, because it's so much thinner, can get in between tighter spots. There's kind of a catch-22 in that regard. It can get into more places, but it's going to damage your place a lot more easily. Unless, wait, is there any? Let me see on screen. Yeah, that was the only blue tool I had on screen. It does a standard part separator. I know there's two types of part separators, generally. There's the curved part separator. Let me see if I can get this out. There's the curved part separator that has that's, as you can see, curved like this. And then there's another one where it's kind of more to a point. It doesn't get to a sharp point, but it goes in like a point, so it can be wedged in more easily and then popped out. While this one, how you do it is you use the edge to ease it into wherever you're going. While of course with the point one, you just jam it and pop it. And either one has their bonuses and downsides. Another thing why do you wear gloves building? Is it just streams, or is it something you do regularly? For building, it's because it's a hand cam, and I have very bad hands. I have eczema, and when I was young, they gave me a steroidal cream for my eczema, but the steroidal cream caused permanent damage to the skin on my hands. So my skin on my hands does not fully regrow properly. It grows thinner, is the best way to put it. It's not like it's see-through or something disgusting like that, but it's thinner, and particularly during the winter, which it is right now, it dries out like that, and it splinters and it splinters at the joints. So it's not like this right now, but if the weather is bad enough, literally I can have every knuckle separated and bleeding. I can literally get drops of blood from my hand just by doing this. Luckily, it's not that bad right now, but also in general, I'm just very insecure about my hands because of the damage that cream did to my hands in the long term. So it's just very much just a self-conscious thing. That's also why, jokingly, my either 10,000 or 100,000 subs goal, which is just like a pipe dream thing. But that's always why I say the sub goal is hand reveal, because other people I'll do a foot reveal at 10,000 or 100,000. I was like, I'll do a hand reveal. Oh god. Yeah, so it's just the fact that I'm very self-conscious about my hands. It's very just a superficial thing. When not on camera, I don't care, of course, because nobody's looking. So you're doing a char with gloves. Ooh. Kinda. A little bit, I can see that. I mean, I ain't planning to kill nobody. I ain't gonna kill nobody. God. You gotta respect that level of hate. Ooh. I don't think people know Char's. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure people don't know Char was the one who killed the last adult zombie during the war. I don't think there's anyone who would be able to tell you outside of Char, because nobody else would have really witnessed it. But if they did know, how would they teach that in the history books? Would they be like, he was the hero who ended the 1 Year War? Probably. Well, in truth, I don't think he gave a damn about ending the war. Oh, he probably was like, yeah, I'm gonna end this war or something. I believe he just was like, I got nothing better to do. I'm just gonna go kill her. I'll say it's for some higher ideal. I had a mission to kill all the zombies, and I need to complete that mission, bro. I had a goal in mind today. Oh god. Also, how Tafuk? Do I have more subs than you, Lamau? I don't know. Obviously, you're doing something better than me. With streaming, you have to have a lot more community built because, firstly, I'm a male VTuber, so that's already a disadvantage. But one of the biggest things is just the fact that in VTubing and streaming in general, you just need to have a lot of community with not only your community but other VTubers. And I am not the most sociable person. I am very, very shy when it comes down to actually directly interacting with people. So that's one disadvantage I have. Another disadvantage is on YouTube. It's not as easy as, say, Twitch to, like trade and like communicate with people, because on Twitch you can just raid people at any point. I'm nobody. I can't raid anyone until I have 1,000 subs. It doesn't matter how many people are watching me per live stream. It doesn't matter how my chat rate or anything like that. It's purely down to sub count. If you have under 1,000 subs, you can't raid people, and one of the biggest ways to interact with people is through raiding, because then they can be like, oh hey, I know you exist now. And on YouTube, that's a big handicap. So on YouTube, you have to go up to people and be like, oh, hey, do you want to hang out? And again, as I said, I'm very nervous and shy in actuality in that kind of stuff. My Twitter follow base can't even get me more than 3 likes. I typically don't get a lot of likes. Only when I very rarely get likes. Ooh. I don't really look at likes or anything like that on Twitter, at least. On YouTube, I always appreciate likes a lot, because for the longest time I was making video after video that was just getting no likes or whatever. Like, you guys were watching it, and I was very appreciative, but just watching video after, like, seeing videos that just, like, had no likes on it, it was a little disheartening, because you do think, like, what are you doing wrong? Like, what can I do to, like, entertain people more so they are hitting that button, so you are getting that feedback? Like, a lot of people are like, oh, so you have the algorithm. I'm like, no, no, no. I want the feedback to know that I'm entertaining you people to some fucking degree. That's why I care about the like button. I want that feedback is why I care about it. And actually regularly getting likes on videos now makes me really happy, because it means I'm regularly entertaining you guys. I'm here, like, you guys are here and being like, yeah, this is nice. And that is the best feedback you can give to me in, like, the smallest way, just being like, I enjoy this content. Like, I don't give a fuck about the algorithm in that regard. If I gave a damn about the algorithm in that regard, I wouldn't have just cursed. I genuinely appreciate the likes. It is something that, like, a lot of people don't go into enough, but it is it's showing the content creator that you're enjoying the content, and it's just a good feedback system. I don't know why. I never really thought about it until I started getting likes more often, but I really appreciate that feedback. I've been giving you, like, yeah. There was one time I got 11, Jesus, 11,000 likes. Damn. I'm assuming that's on Twitter, but thank you for the likes, Land. It's very much appreciated. As I was just saying, it's just a really nice feedback system. And it's not just Land, it's other people. More often than not, I get multiple likes per video now. It's a really encouraging thing to have that. And a lot of times I don't like to bring it up, because it's very hard to say something like that without it making it sound like you're asking for likes or something like that. But now that, like, I regularly get likes, I feel like I can say that in general, that, like, if you are watching other people who are small, giving them a like when they're doing something you like is what you should do. Don't just give them a like to give them a like, is actually one thing I would say. Give them give them feedback when they deserve it, so to speak, so they know that they're doing something in the right direction. Yeah, I don't know how I've got 20 views on my GOG Tracer vid. Oh, on a video. Okay. I am somehow popular and not not fun. Yeah, YouTube's a little like that sometimes. People, just get a video that's really popular and then just No, and then people just don't come back for your other content or something. It's a bit algorithmic, but it's also just sometimes just people can just be petty in general and whatnot. It's weird. Also, I just got a notification. What was that? Ah, I got an update on. Actually, this is relevant to this stream because it is my Gunpla thumbnail, and I was going to ask the artist, but I wanted to wait until they had been back from vacation for like a few days. But the artist working on the Gunpla thumbnail just notified me. Still work in progress, but trying to get the vibe right. Oh, actually, they might still have. Okay, they might need to adjust the. I might need to adjust the proportions a little bit. That's looking pretty good. Okay. They just sent me actually a work in progress of it. Hmm. I'm gonna have to look at that after stream because, of course, I can't really communicate, focus on like art critique on stream. That actually makes me really happy. But to see that that has some good progress on it, chat. And if you're wondering, the new thumbnail is pretty much going to be what we have currently. It's just going to, instead of being Camille, which is, might make Bandai a little upset, it's going to be me in a normal suit. And I think there was some stuff missed in translation, because I think they put me in a normal suit. When I said put me in the Commander normal suit, put me in the suit of Judo. But also it's a work in progress, so they might not just have colored it in yet. Okay. Let's see here. I like most of my videos are very large in view count, but my newest is still doing kind of poor. So honestly, what I care most about is just like, I used to care about view count, but like I'm just like, as long as I know people are tuning in and watching it regularly, that makes me pretty happy. As long as I know you guys are here interacting and I can see like your watch time at the end of stream for the lurkers. So I know if people are watching and lurking as well at the end of stream because it get through the stream report. Don't worry. I know I appreciate you too, lurkers. But it's I just stopped caring about like a lot of numbers. My goal with this channel isn't numbers. It's purely entertaining the people who do turn in. And I want to reach as many people as possible, don't get me wrong. But first and foremost are the people already here. Is always the focus. Our artists are the bane of my existence. Bane is spelled Bane, like Darth Bane from Star Wars. That's how I remember it, because he is literally named after pain and suffering. Because he's just like, okay, how do I always remember to like tap into the dark side? I am the pain and suffering of the Force. Pretty edgy, but also you're 2 meters tall, so I'm not gonna insult you, bro. You do you. Oh god, I will forever edit my own thumbnails. I make my own thumbnails, but that's more because I have to stream like multiple times a week, and there's no way I can afford people making thumbnails for every stream. I am an artist. I am forever the bane of your existence. Okay. Technically speaking, I mean, I have artistic background as well. Ooh. I'm getting back into drawing, mind you, because I'm really out of practice. But I also do have an artistic background that I don't want to go fully into, but I actually went to a whole school and whatnot. I'm just super out. I'm just horrendously out of practice, and somehow got away with never having to draw women. I still don't understand how I got that. I don't know how I went. I don't. How the fuck did I go to an art school and not have to draw women? How did I get away with that? Oh, wait a minute. Even my oh god. Even my autistic friend. Ooh. Or actually, wait, is it? Well, now I'm questioning the whole Bane thing because it's Bane is like. Now my brain is melting. Yeah, Bane of my existence. My brain melting? So I just yeah. Okay. So I just doubted my own statement earlier. Oh my god. Bro's Wu Fei. I ain't Wu. Don't call me Wu Fei, bro. I'm not. I don't. Oh god. Listen, I haven't drawn women is not the same as me just having an irrational hatred of women. That is not the same thing. It is completely different. Oh god. Though I will admit, I was turning into Wu Fei, having to draw women throughout all of January and not being allowed to draw anything else. I was literally getting pissed. I was like, fucking, I was like, I hate drawing women. Oh my god, I hate every minute of this. And then February rolled around and I was like, God, I can draw anything I want. Let me draw my Oshis who are all women. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Okay, I will continue to use Bane like this from now on. Now that's using your brain. Oh my god. If anyone corrects you, just say like, "Oh, sorry, bro, I wasn't using my brain," but spell it Brane. As if anyone calls you out in the future for spelling Bane wrong, to say, "My bad, I should have been using my brain." just take the complete piss out of them. Ooh. Oh no, oh no, we fuck again. Wait, no. Oh no, we suck again, not we fuck again. Oh my god. Oh no, we fuck again. That would be a very different movie. Oh god, I think that's Waterboy. Okay. I went to art class and the model didn't Oh man, that fuck. So you obviously volunteered on behalf of all your fellow students to be the model, is what you're telling me. As any good gentleman would. You just stripped down without even being asked, and then you got kicked out, and you got kicked out of the whole school, and got put on a sex offender registry, and you're like, maybe I should have thought about that before just taking my pants off. Oh, that yeah. Hopefully it didn't go that far. Okay. Okay. What are you doing? Okay. The mistyping will forever be Bane, and not Bane. Yeah, I understand that. Well, I was saying you can misspell brain as well to really just fuck with people. Okay. I love how this has a really big counterweight on it. I say counterweight. It just has a long handle and counterweight. There's a lot of thought that went into the like pragmatic designs of Iron-Blooded Orphans. It definitely has some of the most pragmatic, grounded designs in Gundam, which I love that in general. It's still Gundam. It's still pretty out there, but it's like the most real. It feels a lot more real robot than some other Gundam series try to be. We do not get naked. Well, that's just boring then. Why is your art class boring? Okay, what you do is like everyone gets naked in the art class. Okay, so that way you have solidarity with the model. That's just what you do, bro. I've only drawn Vegeta, Frieza, and Char. That's very specific that you've only drawn those three characters. You never draw a stick figure in entire life. Never drew a hand turkey. Your Thanksgivings must have sucked. Thanksgiving without hand turkeys growing up? Wow, bro. Your parents hated you. Okay, okay. Those are the only organic things I've drawn. Oh, fair enough, fair enough. Organic forms are not as hard as you might think. A lot. Let's just get all. Look at all these sprue bits. All these like broken gates. The rest are buildings and robots. Buildings. People hate perspective, and I'm not the biggest fan of it. But also don't hate it because perspective is literally just. Perspective is tedious, is what I don't like. It's just like, oh hey, I just have to draw everything going to a vanishing point. That's really easy, but also like it's not really like much is going on there. It's going, is it literally just going like, okay, I'm gonna put this here. Okay, I'm gonna put it down here. Sorry. The vanishing point is this right here. So it's like, okay, I put this here. I put this here. Then I draw a line here. Then I draw a line here. And then this is the other vantage point. And it goes, And then put a line here. I erase those. I've made a building. I know there's a lot more to it, but it's just not as engaging as drawing like the dynamics of the other things. It's just so mathematical, I suppose. Look, no one talked in the class, and the teacher was shocked that no one was talking. Okay, let's get all the pieces out. God, this is like, I knew the lance was gonna be big, but holy shit! And also, remember a reminder, chat, that the link does is for the next vote. The vote is already on. We already have some limited voting going on already. Actually, we had a vote before stream as well. We're gonna have to raise you up a little, aren't we? And show more of my dirty, dirty, filthy disc. But let's see here. Footsies. Okay. Got the footsies here. Got this here. I always like to see how much of the, like, how it displays when you display it like this, because you're so limited in, like, how you can put the pieces. And the Iron-Blooded Orphan kits are so rounded that it becomes even more difficult. Where the hell is your other leg? Chat, where's the other leg? I know I see the other leg, but it's just not there, bro. It's right here. I don't know how it got all the way over there, but it was just right over there. Oop, let's put this here. Put this here. Let this put this here. Okay, there we go. Oh god, get the MG GOG and build that. Is an MG GOG? Huh, I did not know that. Oh wait, no, yeah, I did. I was thinking of there's so many fucking aquatics, bro. I was thinking of a completely different aquatic mech. And they're all like named GOG. Uh, the GOG. God, I'm not sure if I'm the biggest fan of that, but what we have here, actually, it looks pretty nice, all laid out. I like it a lot. Actually, I just realized before we can, you know what? I just remembered that we need to actually finish the prep work because there's some prep work that I needed to do that I missed. So actually, before we assemble it, let's do that because there's panel lining I missed right here. So if you will allow me, chat, to do that. And just for the symmetry, we're also going to do we're going to fill in these parts, like here. That was oddly smooth. Oh, wait, it's oddly smooth because I missed the frickin' line. Okay, that was pretty quick and easy. Let me see if there's any other paneling I missed. No, not really. What I do need is to fill in this part right here, which I might go over in the future with the blue. Just specifically this spot right here, but I just want to fill it in really quickly just to get it down. There we go. Stop rolling. And then this spot right here. There we go. And I'm assuming I also have to do it on this side. Yes, I do. There we go. Okay, and then... Oh wow, I completely missed that panel lining, didn't I? So much panel lining on this that I've just missed like half of it without even meaning to. It'd be weird if I meant to, though, to be fair. There we go. Oh wow, I completely missed it on like this. Oh my goodness. I mean, some of this is just really embarrassing that I missed some of this, in all honesty. Up. Lan, I do have a question for you if you're here right now. He might have popped out. Sometimes he likes to do that. You can come and go freely from my streams. That's fine. But I genuinely wonder, because he was there for a lot. He was tuning in and out, but also lurking a lot for the Star Wars stream. I am genuinely curious. Do you remember any of the lore I dropped during that entire stream? Like, do you remember anything that I... Do you remember any of the lore that I gave you? Do you remember the Basilisk War Droids or anything? Fuck me, Basilisk War Droids are so fucking cool. But do you... Or did it just all go in one ear, out the other? Because it's just... You had no grounding for some of the lore. Oh my god. Because I just yapped for like that entire 8 hours about Star Wars lore. Just without any concern if I was like setting up proper frames of reference. Since I get so little opportunity to just yap about Star Wars during streams. Because usually it's just not on topic, but on a Star Wars stream I can just be like, it's always on topic. Whatever I'm saying about Star Wars at any given time is on topic. But I honestly don't even think any of it's something you would retain, because it's just such random like knowledge and stuff. I say knowledge, that's probably a little flattering. Like every 2 seconds in that stream I'd be like, oh, this reminds me of a different thing of Star Wars, and then I just go on it. There are several points where I just stopped playing the game and just went on a tangent about like the lore of Star Wars. God, I love that. I cannot wait until May when we play that game again. Why don't you play it sooner? Because I don't think it... because I totally could play it sooner, but I also know well enough that I probably shouldn't force it. Ooh. God, but Knights of the Old Republic is... I'm really happy that I played it again, though, because I just had so much of a better time, and I'm honestly surprised I was able to pick it up and like understand the mechanics still so well. The mechanics aren't complex or nothing, but like it's just not having played it in like 9 months. I was just worried that like I'd just be at a complete loss. But it's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I think I'm gonna redo these pieces in just deep sky blue. But I'm going to keep them, chat, as pink, so that way they all have consistent undercoat, if nothing else, first and foremost. And if I don't repaint them, so they're just consistent in general. That's all we're doing right now. Just making sure everything in the future is consistent. Even though this paint is a little too thin to look very nice filling it in like this. But it's just make sure our little boy here even and doesn't look really weirdly asymmetrical in his paint job. Okay? Okay. Chat, do you see any other places that I might have missed? I don't think I have anything else. Okay. Now let's replace all the pieces and actually start the construction this time. I'm happy that's so distorted that I can't actually dox me, but I hate how fucking reflective the X-Acto knife is. I might have to put like a grip on it, like a tape grip on it, so that it's not, you know, always so reflective. Because again, it's too distorted to do anything like doxing, but you're still paranoid, you know? Somebody's gonna use an AI and it's gonna be like, haha, I've doxed you through the reflection, and then the reflection shows that it like doesn't even show me being the right race or something, which would be funny, but still. You just don't want something like that. Actually, I want to see something real quick on... Oh my god, that's real... That's like really visible on camera. Holy shit. If you're wondering what this is a scar my dog gave me because he sharpens his dew claw for some reason. He sharpens his dew claw, and I have got... Let me see if the other scar is visible. That scar is super visible, and it's not new. The other scar is right here. Are you visible? The other scar is also pretty visible. Son of a bitch. You have scarred me. He's asleep. Um, with the Cassatria. Cassatria, are you easily accessible? Cassatria is easily accessible. Okay. I've had to move it ever since it fell off the shelf. I've had to move it, and I just don't trust putting it in any high location ever again after that shit. But now we have all the pieces and we can start the assembly. But, and I had the shoulder on wrong technically there. Don't worry about it. Don't you wake up and be like, I have to go outside now that you're building it. I think he did that one stream before. Like literally right, yeah, literally. He didn't do that, but I do remember one of the it might have, was it last night? I don't remember what night it was. Like, how stupid do I have to be that I can't remember it was last night? But one of the freaking building streams, I did have to like go, oh hey, I have to leave because my dog is losing his godforsaken mind. This is why you wear a costume during stream. What? What, the scars? I don't think. Oh, you mean for the reflection? It didn't take any damage, but it did damage my Nightingale, which pissed me right the hell off, because the Nightingale, I have said multiple times, is my favorite Gunpla overall. And so the Cassatria doing any level of doing harm to my favorite Gunpla did not feel good. This is really tight. Do I have the right one on? That unironically pissed me off for like a good while. That it fell on the Nightingale and it broke its shoulder joint. Not shoulder joint, sorry. It broke its shoulder armor joint. The joint for its armor it broke, and I was unironically fucking infuriated when that happened. Like, I was just looking at it seething. Ooh. I was able to fix it with a pretty easily, but it still didn't like stop the fact that I was pretty upset. Because I absolutely love the Nightingale. But it was in fine condition. It's literally a brick. It's fine. Oh, fuck you, you stupid. One of the easily, I was gonna say one of easily like the worst chest construction of a Gunpla is the fucking high grades of the Gundams from Iron-Blooded Orphans. It's such a shit design. They never hold together. Simply maneuvering the chest causes it to separate, causes the parts to separate. Once it's plugged in, it's like impossible to like get realigned properly. Fuck off. Okay. Hold up, I'm gonna need to do this. As soon as I get myself in shape, I'm getting a full frontal costume and doing a stream. Nice. Full frontal is such a fucking weird name for like in English, and that's not important because it's a Japanese show. But it's just one of those terms that like when you just go to the English show, you're just like, I don't know what the fuck what you mean by this. Like that name, I think you're supposed to be like, I think it means something, but I don't know. I fucking don't know. Okay. God, that's awful. I hate the chests of these guys, and Jesus Christ. Okay. There we go. And you have a tighter chest than the Vidar, but sadly, you have a lot more weight in your upper body than the Vidar. So you actually have about... You still have a tighter chest overall, even with all that extra weight, but you can still feel how the extra weight is loosening it. Then we have to have this. Plug it into his booty. And one thing I plan to do is probably off stream. What time is it right now? Oh yeah, certainly off stream. Sorry about that. But off stream I'm going to use the dark blue paint to fill in the verniers and to do kind of some like just thruster effect here. And I can fill in these thrusters as well. I think that would look really nice. Okay. The fact that the PFP has similar glasses, and I wear. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Okay. Am I doing? Wait, did I put that on wrong? I think I put it on upside down, which is in its own sense fairly ironic. Yeah, I did. It goes on like this. The blade wasn't going in as deep as I wanted it to, and it's still not going in as deep as I want it to. Hold up. It's backwards. Is that gonna make a difference? Not really. Hold up. Oh, okay, 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 okay. It's actually a specific part. It's right here. It's supposed to go on because it has a little bit of a divot right there, and it's still not like going on at all. You fucking serious? Well, that's really loose actually, and that's kind of poo-poo. But let us see how well it holds. It's almost said blade. It's lance. Let's check the lance, chat. Full frontal is some scenes has more of a baby face than in others. Ooh. That just seems like just typical inconsistencies where, depending on who's drawing him, if certain characters of certain ages, just it depends who's drawing them, and they can just have that age look a little bit older, a little bit younger. Like if you just have that sweet spot of age. Okay. And he's holding that pretty well, actually. He's not falling over, too. I actually thought he'd just fall over immediately, but so much of the weight is actually right here. It's not much of a problem. But there he is. With his big-ass stick. His beating stick. But it looks beautiful. You can have his like feet go out and he can flare out. 1 minute. Well, I can flare out his legs, but I don't want to. Because I'm going to have to disconnect his legs. So we can do that some other time. But here he is next to... Vidar, where the hell is your other skirt? Vidar's skirts don't stay on the best. Advisory. The Vidar might look bigger, but the Vidar is actually the same size. It's just that the Vidar can't lay flat on the ground. So let me lift this guy up a little. And you can see they're about the same size. Oh, actually, let me see something real quick. I think the Vidar is a little bit taller in like brow height. Yeah. The Vidar looks to be a little bit taller in brow height. Actually, I'm gonna get out a true 18-meter mech real quick to do the size comparison for this, guys. And then I'll get out the typical things that I have, and I'm gonna make my head go away just for, you know, no stroke. So only my body gets to. So where is my beautiful Zaku? There you are. I thought the Vidar was I think it's like 18.2, but oh shit, are you a 19-meter mech? Oh fuck. Oh shit. Oh, he's like 18.5 or 19 meters. I thought the Vidar was like just a normal 18-meter boy. Um. Okay, well that's why we do the size comparisons. How we miss that during the Vidar size comparison? Don't ask. Don't worry about it. Don't ask questions. It's because the Gundam we compared because we didn't have any 18-meter mechs up. We had like the Lupus on, and we had the wrong legs on the Lupus, so we made a few mistakes. Don't worry about it. But let me get. You wanted the Kshatriya. Let's get this Kshatriya. And we're probably going to get the Psycho Gundam as well, because we always like to do the Psycho Gundam. This is funny doing the Psycho Gundam. Whoop. I'm not building any of these anytime soon. Ah. Okay, so here's the Kshatriya. I have to hold it, because it's wings won't let me put it down, but the Kshatriya and you are, they're kind of both gonna have that nice rounded nature to them, but hold on. Yeah, because of the head, because of the head crest of the mech, it actually kind of makes out better than a lot of other Gundams because its head is actually getting past the waistline. It's doing better than most, but that's purely because it has that cone head, that Dan Aykroyd, that Dan Aykroyd physiognomy. Chat, it's winning out yet again. But there it is next to next to each other. Ooh, we did like zero. Did we do any panel lining on anybody? Not really, because you're a Universal Century, and Universal Century either has shitloads of detail or is just kind of calm and cool with itself. And oh, there's this. I was about to say we can't do the Psycho Gundam because I don't have it. No, I have it right here. Okay. And our sweet baby boy, the Psycho Gundam. No, we're not gonna. This let's see here. Let's get rid of the picture real quick. And why are you like, what is wrong with this part of the desk? Why are you being like so persnickety about that? Okay, okay, where is the picture so I can get rid of it? There we go. Okay, so it's not obstructing. This is it next to the Psycho Gundam because we like to do the Psycho Gundam comparison. As you can see, it makes it up to the knee. That did not mean to rhyme, but it did anyways. The thing is that the Queen Monza is taller than the Kshatriya is wild. I fucking love the Queen Monza. The Queen Monza is built from the same. Is literally just a rebuilt Psycho Gundam 2, which is just a rebuilt Psycho Gundam. It's just like a 40. It's actually I think over. I think it's like 42 meters or something. It's either 40 or 42 meters. The Queen Monza is one of my favorites. I absolutely love its design so much. It looks so monstrous, and it doesn't do much because its pilot is like Peru, Peru 2 or whichever one of them it is, and she just kind of has a mental breakdown. But at least is it Glemmy gets to die by Rose's hand. That's just funny as hell. That's why you don't simp. He simped for Ro and she killed him. That is the most Gundam shit I've ever seen in a Gundam show. Like it appeared at the end of Double Zeta. It didn't appear a lot. It like appeared in the unveiling. I think it might have only appeared in like a handful of episodes, not that many in general. You forgot the latter half of Double Zeta? That's weird. I kind of like watched Zeta in like two halves, so I kind of remember them equally for that reason. Ooh. But yeah, I like the Queen Monza a lot. It's so good. But there it is next to the Psycho Gundam. Is there anything else we could really compare it to? Well, next week, if people vote for the Kimaris Vidar, we can compare it to the Kimaris Vidar. But who knows? Maybe the Gian will win. Or maybe, chat. Let me get my head back. Or maybe the runner-up from last week, the Barbatos, will win. Or maybe the Gia. No, the Gia is not going to win. I think it'd be cool, but the Gia is not going to win. That one is going up against the Gian, which has the nostalgia factor, and the Kimaris Vidar. And if, considering we have built... One moment. We've already built the Vidar and the Kimaris. Not simply on a thematic level, but on simply the fact that you guys seem to like these ones. So I would not be surprised if the Kimaris Vidar won, knock on wood, for its own luck. I don't want to jinx it for it. Like FA's not the phase. Kian's tied right now. There's also a Twitter poll, so that's also important to remember. But also as votes come in, God knows how things are going to turn out. But there's also, always remember, there's always another poll But only vote in one poll overall. Don't wait the polls. We're not Chicago in here. We might be in the Midwest, but we're not Chicago. Is the important thing to remember. Vote early, vote often is not our motto. Vote responsibly, chat. Like I like the flight mode. I just don't want to pull on the pieces right now. But I'll do it just for the sake of like reviewing it, I guess. Whatever. But hearing that the Gyan's tied is pretty cool to hear. I'd be happy building either one of them. Okay. Yeah, it comes apart pretty easily, and you got that nice little flight mode. Thanks. As we have established, this just doesn't hold in at all. The friction joints, because it's a transitional form, just are kind of hit or miss. But I'd say, like, you know, for getting your hands on it, probably not going to be easy to get your hands on it in the long term, but right now they're doing reprints, and I think it's still available in a lot of places, at least online. So it's not the hardest to get right now. Building it isn't the hardest thing to do. It's just a high grade, but you are gonna be thrown through a bit of a loop compared to a usual thing, because the complexity of the legs is a little bit more than what you usually have. The shoulders are a little bit more than you usually have, so it's a little bit more than you might expect, but I still like it. We need to dom in this stream as at some point. I just can't find any DOMs. I do want a DOM. I also want the not the Rick DOM, but I want, well, I mean a Rick DOM, whatever, but the successor to the DOM, like the Draja or whatever the hell it's called. I just can't remember. The Drayson, I don't remember what it's called, but from Zeta and Double Zeta Gundam, I want that. It's also in Unicorn. But that would just be a reprint, and I don't want the Unicorn high grade, because that's gonna have like this Unicorn stickers, and fuck that. I don't want the sleeve stickers. I don't care about that. But I think it would be really cool to have to build one of those, either a Dom or the Neo. I just can't remember. I'm pretty sure it starts with a D still, but I just can't remember its name for the life of me. My apologies. But let's see here. I don't really know if I'd give it like a full mark or a half mark because of its complexity. Not that these like rankings really mean much, because by the time I end stream, I always think, oh hey, actually I should have ranked that differently. But I still like to do it. It's also kind of a guide for what I actually give like the number score, the stars are. So it's actually kind of interesting. I feel like this is just, I don't want to say everything's a 7, because that doesn't mean everything's a 7. But it feel like it's making me think that this is going to be another 7, which just means it's good but not great. But I feel like the better question is, would I put it above the Vidar? Because the Vidar was a 7, and I was like, and I'd say I would put it above the Vidar. Also, this is kind of just like a learning experience, so like none of these ranks are going to like work overall, are going to be like long term anyways, I suppose. The Drayson is out of print. Well, that's why I haven't seen it. Sadly, I saw it like 2 years ago, so it's a little bit pissed me off to hear that. And is unobtainium, both versions. That makes me really pissed that I saw it like 2 years ago. Then, is probably more than 2 years ago, but I saw it a little while ago at my hobby store, and I'm a little pissed I never picked it up. That sucks. What are you gonna do about it? You can't do anything about it, chat. The Zulu's also out of print, and I really want the Zulu, but I'm just never gonna get the Zulu, it feels. I have the Rosen Zulu, but that's not the same. But I would say it's overall better than the Vidar, simply because it doesn't have that loose damn chest that the Vidar has. Oh, let me see if I can tighten the chest at all. I'm gonna try to see if I can fix the chest by just pushing everything in. I don't think it's gonna work like that, but never know. Yeah, the Vidar just has a ungodly loose chest, and it does not want to plug in, and actually it's not even plugging in properly anymore. Yeah, it's not even plugged in properly anymore, and I can't, because the construction of the chest with the backpack and everything else, I can't plug it in properly. That's really kind of ass. Hold up. Okay, yeah, the chest is just, it might just be a mold issue, but the Vidar has a horrible fucking chest. I hate everything about it, and I have to literally get joint thickener for it. Um, so I'd put it above this in kind of just its overall build and mold quality. I still think this is kind of like nicer for like its gimmicks, because it just has more going on with its gimmicks. It has so many gimmicks that you can give to other Gunpla and whatnot. Meanwhile, this guy, he has gimmicks built into him, which are really nice. So you can do a lot more with him. You can have him flying in his pose. You have the shoulder shuriken launchers, which is like some shit that I'd expect uh, from like a Wraith Lord from 40k. But anyways, but like the lance is like I think only really compatible with him. I don't even think like it literally has a peg that is unique to this hand. And the sword is just a sword. It's just a fold out sword. Not really much to say there. Um Kind of interesting how like these guys are demonstrating different values overall, I'd say. Ooh. But I'd still put the Kimaris over the Vidar just because the looser joints, the fact that the Kimaris, both of his hip skirts just fall off. His back fucking fell off, chat. You fucking worthless piece of shit. I'm sorry, but like that is. Hold up. I'm gonna try to see if I can fix his chest. So this is just awful. Like it doesn't plug in properly, and like literally he's falling apart in my hands. I don't even know why that fell off. I wasn't even doing anything with his shoulder, and his shoulder fell off. The Kimaris is actually disappointing me with time, and it's really fucking pissing me off. Okay. But like, why won't you plug in when I have whatever? The Kimaris has turned out to not be a very playable fucking Gunpla, is what we're learning from this stream, and I'm hoping that the Kimaris, the Vidar is not a very playable Gunpla. The dude literally falls apart in your fucking hand, at least for me. I mean, he doesn't. He's not even connected. He's not even in one piece anymore. Within next week, we're gonna have to look and see if he fares a little bit better. All of his construction feels better. His molds feel better. Everything about this dude feels better. So I'm hoping he'll do better in the future. I'm really, really am. Because the Kimaris is gonna, sorry, the Vidar is gonna take a lot of post-stream work to get into a workable state. His head is loose. His torso is so loose. I'm gonna have to just do all sorts of work with him. It's not gonna be my idea of a happy time, but it's something that I'm gonna have to do. And again, there's no real clean solution to the chest problem. It's just they should have had it like connect differently, but I don't know how you would have done that. This is not a good mechanical choice with the chest of it. It's a cool design to have that itty bitty waist, but in model building, it just doesn't turn out all that well, does it? That's a real fucking shame too. That's actually really disappointing to me. I did not expect to be kind of disappointed in the Vidar from this, but that's just something you have to accept. And it also is, hell, maybe we could make a stream where we modify it so it holds up better over time. But there's the Kimaris. Right now, it's an optimistic 7 out of 10, I guess. But at the same time, I'd say let's wait until next week, because as the Vidar has shown, that 7 out of 10 can plummet real fucking quick. Because yeah, I would not say in any stretch of the imagination that the Vidar is anywhere close to a 7 anymore after the shit that just happened in the last several minutes. I'm sorry. But that's just how the cookie crumbles. That's why nothing I say on stream is final. That's why nothing I say on stream I consider to be a final review of something on the day of. It's just more, I just finished it, how do I feel about it? And I felt a lot better about the Vidar when I finished it fresh. Let's hope this boy holds up a lot better. I'm sure he's going to be able to have a lot of fun poses. His joints all feel so much better than the Vidar did when I built the Vidar. He still has a bit of a loose chest, but his chest is holding together. Oh my god, he's sleeping. He's so adorable. But I'd actually have to take back my recommendation for the Vidar. It's so bad. I honestly think that if you are not experienced and if you don't want to deal with like a dude who's gonna have a lot of maintenance problems, don't fucking get the Vidar. You might have a bad time. As for you, how posable are you? Let's just check this real quick. Well, your arm pops off if I literally try to pose you any more than this, because your shoulder pads are so big. And it has a polycap in here that's supposed to like allow it to throw an arm up, but the polycap is so loose that it's just gonna pop off anyway. So that's also a problem here. But if you're willing to work with them a little, the problem is the polycap's like super tight in where it's fixed, so it doesn't want to lift up to give you that extra flexibility. So it's like, this one's tighter, but actually its tightness is its own detriment. And it's a space mech, so you'd want its head to look up pretty well. It doesn't. Maybe you're not a 7 either, buddy. Maybe. Ooh, I don't know. I love this, and I'm sure he's gonna look great on display. But I'm probably gonna just break his legs open and display him like this, just flying around at the speed of sound. But yeah, that's as far back as his head goes for a literal space mech. Not ideal. But I'm sure you can still make him look. Oh, let's see here. It still looks cool though. But we'll be back next week to give the final say on him. While the Kimaris is gonna have to have a little bit more time before we can have a final say on him, evidently. But I don't want to keep you guys because there's not much more to say here. So let me quickly look for a redirect, and then I'm gonna do a sign off. Okay. Ooh. But I'm hoping that the Kimaris Trooper that we do 2 weeks from now holds up more like he is right now, and less like the Vidar is currently. I'm happy that I'm more of a display person than like a constant reposer. I kind of find one pose that I like and I stick with it. Let's move the microphone so I'm not talking behind it real quick. And let's get you guys linked out. So, on Twitch, let's start with Twitch so we don't forget about Twitch. Okay. Back to Twitch. Actually, wait. Ooh, Mari, but I want to link out to model. Let me find a model VTuber. Oh, who catches the eye? Who catches the eye? There's actually quite a few VTubers who do models. It's actually kind of easy to find VTubers. There's me. I don't know. Well, this guy's doing 40K, but we'll link out to him anyways. 40K is actually a great resource. Model builders are a great resource to learn painting tricks from. So, actually, if you want to learn some good painting tricks, this guy might have some for you if you're on Twitch. Because he's painting right now. Ooh. So that's what I like to watch 40K 40k people for is for their painting tips. And for YouTube, let's find a good place for you YouTubers. My body's gone as well. That's annoying. Sadly, it looks like I need to find other model builders or something. You get Pipkin Pippa. You've done Pipkin Pippa in like the last week. I don't care. You're getting Pippa again. You're gonna get Pippa and you're gonna like it. Paste. Okay. Thank you one and all for joining us. Whether you've been a lurker or a live chatter, you are loved and appreciated. I'm very happy that you've, come here, you've watched, that you've enjoyed it. If you've given a like, you've shown your appreciation back, is always appreciated. But alas, we have reached the end of our broadcasting hours. And if you're new here, whether on Twitch or YouTube, subscriptions or follows are still available depending on your respective site. But I would like to say to you before I leave, remember, don't lose your head. Have a great day and a wonderful life. This has been Merrick Vespa signing off from me to you. Kind of a maniacal laugh for the topic, but don't worry about it. Let's get the flag up as well, why don't we? One thing I need to do before anniversary is get a new, is to get a bunch of footage of flags waving in the wind. I think that's going to look real keen. That's going to look real nice. Thank you anyone who's still here for joining us. Have a great day and a wonderful life, as I said. And we'll be back on, we will be back on Thursday for quote-unquote romantic karaoke for the day before Valentine's Day. I think that'll probably start around 8 o'clock because that way we don't get any noise complaints. Bye, con Dios, and see you then. I hope you can hear me when I'm talking like this. Stop.